make up for the fact that obviously they did nerf the way Grasp interacts with his Q, so he has half a second less off his Q, so he can Q a little bit more.
Yeah,
it's a cool fact.
It's a pretty big deal. I don't think they pulled back on the mana buff either. I would have to double check.
No, the mana stuff has all stayed the same.
Yeah. Okay, so the mana stuff didn't go through, so it's just cooldown for now.
But still, even that
Q is obviously a pretty big deal in Gangplank's play cycle and his trade patterns, of course. And crucially, he is a global top laner because he has, of course, the Cannon Barrage. So before the Unleashed teleport comes online, he can obviously have impact on some plays towards the mid or the bottom lane, or perhaps the Dragon as well. So keep our eye on how that Cannon Barrage is used. But I think for both of these teams, the game plan is probably pretty much identical. You have two early game junglers who, you know, will look to find action where they can get it. But across the board, in each and every single lane, we have scaling, pretty much scaling laners who pretty much only want to play the game at 2 items and then 2 engage supports on the other side. So I think, like they were saying on the desk, I think Trouble quoted a 50-minute banger yet again. I wouldn't be too surprised to see us go the distance for game 2.
I just want another backdoor. I don't care about the length, I just want a hype game. That's all I want. I love it. I absolutely loved it. We had such a brilliant start to this year. You know, fancy new studio, big light shows.
Yes.
And a backdoor. That's what I'm all about. Flashing lights and stupid hype.
Okay, there you go. But looking towards the game, both the junglers starting on the top side, and I think that definitely kind of makes sense. They want to play towards the only lane where they really have set up, as a little bit of light trading will come through. MNM lose out a little bit on the HP trades, but yeah, there won't really be too much action, I imagine, or anticipate, outside of course, Kana or Seaboy getting involved inside of these lanes. Another lane matchup where you can expect maybe Fury and Royal Cannon to kind of butt heads a little bit when it comes to contesting for CS, but outright solo kills, I don't necessarily feel like we'll be seeing much of that in this one, Jake. And again,
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad to see Fury chucked on Corky Duty for his first game of the split. Of course, a very talented mid laner. I definitely had him as probably the strongest mid laner of summer 2021. I feel like hoping to retain that crown moving into 2022 spring. I think a Corky game can definitely be the kind of champion, at least, once you actually hit those items, where you can start to perform like you are aiming for that title.
Yeah, I mean, he's always a champion where, you know, the more time he gets, the more items he gets. He's a champion who, like, always spikes with every item. Yeah. Like, every item is like a big step in his power spike. And I know that's kind of technically true for every champion, but Corky's one of those champions.
There are just some champions where their synergies with certain items, it just spikes them ridiculously.
Yeah, and he's just one of them. Like, every item is a good item for him. Every item he picks up is like, okay, this is a major spike. And it's not about like, oh, when he gets this item and maybe like towards this one, that's when he's going to come online. It's like, oh, he's got his first item. Oh, he's online. Oh, he's got this item. Ah, he's more online. And speaking about build pass, actually,
it's made worse. It's actually made worse. I'm glad you wanted to keep on talking about build pass because it's made worse. Corky has a new build path where a lot of people are doing this sort of Ludens, Ravenous Hydra shenanigans build. I think it is the best build path for like damage right now. I don't know if it's necessarily a thing of, oh, there's no tanks on the enemy team, so I can do it. We'll have to see whether Fury actually opts into it or not. I've seen it. It does a lot of damage. Corky is just that kind of champion. So we'll see whether he actually opts into it, because of course Corky deals so much magic damage that building into something like Ludens and getting that magic pen actually spikes it a lot harder than you would probably imagine. As Kana maybe eyeing up top lane gank there.
Well, Fury able to take the trade pretty comfortably with Royal Cannon, knowing that he's a little low in the old mana department. It did look like Cannon was looking to come up towards the top side, although Bobisa did actually have the wave in a pretty okay place for himself. Probably didn't want to lose the freeze he was setting up for that, and I think he's able to hold it. Yeah, just about is able to just about hold the wave there. I do want to talk a little bit about this GP, and I know anyone who's listened to us for the last year will probably know we like to talk about GP a lot, but I'm curious to see what the build is going to be from Bobisa here.
All right.
What do you think we're going to be seeing?
To give you my 2 cents, I feel like in this kind of game where you've got Seraphine in it and you've got these sort of like bruisers and Jarvan and Nautilus, you would maybe want to stack up that additional bruiser damage as actually we're kind of getting jumped on here by Fury, and that gravity field is going to put him in a position where kind of jump away.
They can flag. They can drag. They're holding it. They're waiting for him to jump out to get the shield on. There's the flag. There's the drag. They follow it up. Underneath the tower, C-Boy goes, taking the tower shot. As Kana has to flash away to safety. MNM playing with fire there, and they most certainly got burnt.
Yeah, that is going to be Kana using his flash. Not going to have that one for the next 5 minutes or so. Real nice patience from Fury. Recognizes he has C-Boy in his wings. Or underneath his wings. He's going to get there eventually. Just don't get stunned up. Don't get CC chained. And that's exactly what he does. Navigates that one perfectly, if you ask me. And blows Kana's flash free. And now actually, seems like Kana's not too happy. And this time he's bringing friends towards the mid lane. Dr. Chaos potentially going to eye up this mid lane gank. Or maybe it's the jungle camps. We'll have to see. I think Fury hovering the top side so much. Oh, he went out.
He's just dead. First blood to Royal Cabin. Lovely.
Yeah, I mean, Fury just... I think it just wants to weave in an extra auto attack or two just to make the trade a little more worth it. But because of that, the gravity field catches him mid-Valkyrie. And as soon as that happens, you just recognize there's no point in flashing, I'm dead. MNM pick up first blood. And actually, I have a very interesting stat for you, Jake. Whilst I was doing some prep. Respectively, between Bifrost and MNM over the last 2 and 3 years that they've been competing in their competitive leagues, both of these teams have won the first game of Spring and Summer Split. So, one of these two teams is going to have to lose that record today. I'm not sure who. I do obviously, you know, there's the meme, and Eminem Jamada, yada yada yada. But I feel like
there's a meme for a reason, mate. Let's be real.
There's a meme for a reason, yeah, of course. It's there, and it does make sense. But I think with the draft they've given themselves, they definitely have the avenue to keep that streak going. I think Bifrost, though, again, you know, you've got these two hyperscaling AD carries with pretty solid frontline, and Eminem's backline access is relatively limited, albeit pretty easy to achieve. So I think it will really come down to the execution once these teams have their items and they're online around these neutrals. But something I found very interesting was that stat there.
I actually want to quickly distract and go back towards the top lane, but I might have to hold that because Connor is thinking about ganking Shikari here in the top lane, although Shikari should be able to hold, has got that Call of the Forge god available to him. And it was Shikari I wanted to talk about a little bit, because Shikari obviously took a little bit of a break from the UK scene, and obviously we are the UK Nordics now, but for anyone who's followed the UK scene for a long time, Shikari is a stable name who has been on scene for a long time, previously on Fnatic Rising, and he's one of these top laners who is just good. And it's not good because, you know, it's, oh, Shikari's going to carry the game. Not saying he's incapable of carrying game, but I've seen plenty of games where he carries. But no matter what, he's just a solid backbone for whatever team he's on. Great, very smart and upfront calls made by him. He's always able just to kind of hold his lane and absorb pressure. He's just consistently a good player, Shikari, and it's good to see him back. And he's on a pretty stacked lineup in Bifrost. Yeah,
I actually want to talk about the roster a little bit. I'm glad you gave me the floor for this one, because I feel like Bifrost are potentially... whether it be, you know, well, they can't predict the meta, right? With this teleport change, you've now potentially got this sort of meta where we might see a lot more island top laners, right? And a lot more focus on this 2v2 in the bottom side. Shikari's the perfect top laner for that, because like you said, he is kind of the backbone of a lot of the teams he's on. He's given a role and he does his job, and he usually does it efficiently. And that's the really nice thing about having Shikari on your team. And I think C-Boy also facilitates that as well, simply because he's usually such a great utility jungler. That can sort of prop up his lane and save. But Beast potentially in danger of being solo killed.
He's got over.
There you go. I mean, Shikari, we're just talking about
back,
him.
Baby.
Not to hurt us.
Return of the King.
Return of the King, indeed. Finds himself a solo kill there. Vista even blows the flash, still dies. And it's just a little bit of disrespect. And I think ate the citrus in front of him. So for Shikari, that was just the go-to to actually open up and find that all in.
We are going to have a quick replay of this pick. Just able to juggle the brittle procs as well. Lovely there. Just get all that bonus damage off.
Yeah, I think finding that final brittle on the Bellows Breath. Nice. T-Tor's angle here.
He flashed into it. Oh,
man. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It doesn't necessarily... Yeah.
Go.
It doesn't necessarily impact the lane too heavily, though. That's the crucial thing for the MNM side. I think, however, for Shikari, what it will do... Oh, engage.
They have that encore. Conker's coming in. They're going to throw it down. It tagged through him. down to Odie. They get the kick on the corner, gets kicked back with the flash. The C-Boy's ignited, rooted down. They're looking for a bit of bonus damage, and now Duel caught inside the Cataclysm. The rocket from Odie is absolutely massive as Dr. Chaos will find himself dead. A double kill to Odie.
Yeah, double kill goes over to the Jinx. That's not what you want to see. Your top side is getting solo killed. Your bottom side, of course, losing out if you're MNM. Very sad, but Bifrost playing this out beautifully, honestly. Dodging and diving around some of these skill shots. Nice engage from Jewel. Just falls just a little bit short of Mishiku, but it doesn't really matter in the end. Odie perfectly plays this one out, and he just stays as far away as he can to ensure that nothing can really catch onto him. And as soon as he's able to actually layer out some damage, he immediately turns around, gets the rocket in there. One auto rocket, auto dead on Kana, and is able to just run down Dr. Chaos for free. And Bifrost now, I mean, they've got the Rift Arrow in their back pocket. Odie just picked up 2 kills. Bifrost are primed and ready to get a mid-game snowball going. Try and accelerate this Jinx. Maybe even if you want to accelerate Fury, I think that's a perfectly valid and fine route to go down to.
Absolutely. I feel like Odie naturally will probably just be able to accelerate himself anyway as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not accelerate himself, but come online. He obviously did give up first blood to Royal Cannon, but you know, there's not a massive CS deficit getting picked up, and it's actually the Manamine built for Fury, so could still be the Luden's, bit similar to one of the Kai'Sa builds we did see during preseason, Luden's Manamune build. So that might just be the build, or it could just be, you know, something like a shield bow, Triforce, one of the items that we were seeing on Corki last season when he showed up.
Yeah, a lot of versatility in his build path. So we'll just have to see what Fury feels like is the best option here for himself. Because of that double kill, Odie has already picked himself up the Gale Force, and the Herald Gold has still not even been put down yet for Bifrost. So a bigger lead to be grown for them. MNM, you feel like now that they've started to lose control a little bit inside the lanes, have to try and recede a little bit, try and play a little more reactive. They have a lot of wave play between Seraphine and Victor. They've actually moved them both up here from the bottom lane to try and defend this Herald, so it shouldn't be any more than just these couple of plates. 3 plates will be what goes over, just because of the HP value, and so unfortunate there not to break the Herald. I think charged onto 13 HP, give or take.
Oh, unlucky.
Well, yeah, successful Herald for Bifrost either way. I said successful Herald for Bifrost either way.
No, I was saying, as I agree with you. Not, There was a H in front of my M's there. No, there wasn't a H in front of my M's there. Now, anyway, sorry. Let's distract and go back towards the game. Not distract. Let's go back towards the game here. So we've seen the Chemtech Dragon get picked up. Unfortunately for Gulborg, because I know he loves it. The Chemtech Soul not going to be in this particular game. There is still room for the Hextech Soul, though. Basically, an empowered static Shiv with a slow.
Plus the portals. That's all I care about.
And the portals. The portals are great fun.
You know, I was pretty skeptical when I saw Hextech balls, but in practice, they're actually kind of funny.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
They're actually quite fun to watch. So
pure panic when you take a portal and the whole enemy team is standing on the other side, and you're like, oh well, I guess I just die here.
It's just the feeling of seeing an AD carry go through the pool, and then it's just 3 or 4 members.
An ally has been slain.
Yeah. But focusing back towards the game, like you said, still a chance that Hextech Dragon Cloud is going to be the second one. Odie should be able to pick up this last final plate of the play phase of the game, as that's a pretty far engaged.
Getting dunked. There's the encore charm under the tower. He goes. Shut down for Mishiku. They get the depth charge onto Duel. Knocked up, pulled back, taken down. And that is just 2 kills to the Seraphine.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lovely pick. They know Odie's still not got flash from that bottom side play from earlier, so Kana just full sends it. Flag drag into Cataclysm. Nice ult flash there from Mishigu as well to get the perfect amount of range to actually reach Kana and extend it. And the shotgun goes perfectly into his back pocket, and Jewel demounted. A little bit too slow to run away from that one, and even if Lee made it, I don't think a kick would have made the difference there. 2 kills go over to MNM, and I think it would have been nice if they could have found something else on the backside of it, but unfortunately no Herald up yet. Didn't seem like they were committed to pushing the topside tower, and I actually think Fury might have picked up the package, and that could have been what signaled the retreat on that front. So just 2 kills for now. Mishigu does finish up the Leandries because of that pick. Across the board, Mythics are starting to come in for other members as well. Frostfire Gauntlet picked up, Gordrinker picked up for Seaboy and Shikari. Bobista working towards what looks like it will be a shield bow. And of course, Gordrinker.
Hey, the fun build.
Yes, it's going to be the fun build. And I think that's probably what you have to aim for here. When there's a lack of an AD carry on your team, I think from the POV of Gangplank, it just makes the most sense. Go the crit build, have all that hyper scaling in your kit, and then you sort of make up for your team's lack of physical damage.
Well, Odie just ignores the cannon barrage and losing his entire wave and finishes up that tower. So that is a tower on the board for the side of Bifrost. As Rifteld's going to get summoned, they've already put that first one here to chip away at this tower, and they're going to be able to finish it up here. Most likely. I don't think they're going to have to follow up. They do get the kickback. Kana gets the Cataclysm, gets the flash for the call of the Forge God into the Magnus Storm. Here come the barrels, but it's not enough. The rocket from downtown finishes up another kill. Shikari jumps underneath the tower, but he is way too tanky, and Fury with the rockets will rain the pain down. The marshmallows are toasted.
They are toasted. It's an absolutely beautiful engage from Bifrost there. Seaboy starts it off with a beautiful kick over the wall. Just looks like Kana stepped a little bit too far forward. You see that ward? I'm not even sure if it was placed for it. I feel like it might have just been there just out of a misclick or something. I'll have to get a look at the replay, but either way, no, does find it. Does actually just put the wall down. You'll see Kana just steps up against the wall. Flag and Drags trying to obviously take down the Herald, and it just gives him a beautiful kick. Call the Forge God comes down to force on top with the gravity well, and then from downtown, rocket, boom. Bobista actually walks into it, and he splash kills Mishigu. I think if he didn't do that, Mishigu could have maybe walked away with his life. Big maybe though. Fury finds that final kill, flashing for Dr. Chaos, and Bifrost, a wonderful mid-lane tier 1 takedown with the Herald. A lot of patience there as well to just slowly take down each and every member that was trying to defend that mid-tier 1 from him.
It's definitely going to be the Luden's Echo next up for Fury, almost there. Shield Boy finished up onto Bobista, but Fury, double buffs available, doing a lot of damage, and Bobista actually able to pop the barrels and gets that trial by fire off, and Fury able to trade back, dodging away on that big rocket though, as he is going to be able to survive for now. So Dr. Chaos has found a couple of members, has got a flank, and the Hex Flash is interrupted. Joel can't get over the walls, the gravity field pulls him in. The Magnus Sword buys time, but that is one dead support. Royal Cannon will cash in on his second kill.
Yeah, Royal Cannon finds a second kill. Has that Ludens in pocket as well, so anything to accelerate him, and now Odie potentially... Oh, see Dr. Chaos, traps. As long as he could have gotten the depth charge off, he didn't care about walking into the traps. But now, I mean, Call of the Forge God interrupted the dredge line.
He's just gone.
Yeah,
yeah, he's dead.
Can't find an angle to dredge line out, and now it's going to be a blue buff takeaway. See if this turns into a bit of a skirmish.
Close. Oh, the encore went a little bit wide, and it looks like some action is breaking out. Fury's coming on that flank, and Royal Cannon being zoned away for the moment. Cannon taking a lot of damage, smites for some help, gets the Cataclysm in, but Fury just jumps straight back out and finds himself the return kill. What a kick by Seaboy. Bobista is cooked. It's a double kill for Fury, and now Bifrost are running to the wind. They have nowhere to go. Michigan's trying to find out a little bit more damage. Royal Cannon flashes over the wall, but the shield from Seaboy is absolutely huge. The drop is a hero, blocking for Royal Cannon. Royal Cannon's still got a little bit of help to work with, and that was so close there for MNM.
Somebody give that Grump MNM contract, man. There we go, got the replay coming in. Dr. Chaos, the dredge line, I think actually might have been short anyway. I'm not quite sure if he would have hit the wall. He certainly looks close enough, but maybe the interrupt just takes away the animation there. But yeah, blue buff take up off the back of that pick seems pretty mandatory. The encore goes wide, and then that is kind of the go signal for Bifrost to continue this fight on. This cannon barrage is actually pretty nice, but it isn't enough to stop Odie from advancing and putting in all of this damage on top of Kana with Fury and I beg your pardon, Bobista teleports in to try and help his team, but I mean, Seaboy just finds the perfect angle to get him into the rest of Bifrost. Bobista still chasing his first win, I think somebody said on the analyst desk on Gambling.
Wow.
At least in the NLC.
Oof. Little dodge there from Shikari with the Searing Charge. 19 minutes in, we are 3,000 gold up for 3,000 gold up, not god up, for Bifrost. We are having a pretty good performance, Fury especially, godly performance, let's say. 4-1 on the Corki, got the Luden's Echo. The Muramana has now been finished up, along with those Sork boots. seeing a Gale Force once again onto the Jinx. Odie picks that one up, has the Hurricane instead of the Rapid Fire Cannon. So a bit of a difference from last game. You can see Kevo opt into a slightly different build. And this dragon spawning up, it is a Mountain Soul on this game. So unfortunately, we've not had the greatest luck on new dragons as we have returned to the Spring Split. Teleport's coming in, and the action looks to be breaking out for Bisa. Not going to hit those barrels, though. And half health onto the Baron. That's going to be a big encore of the 4 members. But the Call of the Forge got by Shikari is huge. It's a 1-for-1 so far. But they are able to change it around in a 2-for-1. MNM are going low. The rocket from Odie. And now he's excited. Now he can chase for the kills. That is everybody on MNM going down. It is a clean sweep for Bifrost.
Yeah, they take down everybody in MNM. It's going to be the point denial here as well. They're going to get this mountain, and now, I mean, actually, I think they have the time to potentially even look towards this Baron. With so many members dead, I think that is just the natural progression of play.
It's going to be close.
Only got 5 seconds left on the death timer, but I mean, I think with Jinx there, Jinx, like I said last game, 2 items on your AD carry. Normal rule of thumb when you want to take down these Barons, and yeah, that will just be the Baron buff too. I don't think anyone's going to make it from the MNM side to this one, and Bifrost, their first ERL appearance as an organization. Looking pretty damn strong right now. Teleport coming in, all right. So MNM don't want to give this up for free.
Canon's here. They can't do this. Royal Cannon's coming in, zoned by the traps, but he gets the laser rock, gets the slows down. Canon chasing a little bit more. Michigu has got that encore. And that's going to be the Baron dissuaded by MNM, so good job from them to hang on.
Yeah, really well done from MNM. Teleport, just the Victor AoE damage alone, maybe in the minds of Bifrost, not worth flipping over. But yeah, MNM, as soon as they're in this position, Call of the Forge God, it's pretty much a done fight from as soon as that one cast comes down. Jewel again with another fantastic engage. Fury does go a little bit deep, but I feel like his antics there still aid Bifrost in winning this one out because Kana dies. And nice over-the-shoulder view here of Odie just getting complete free reign to just find himself the double. And
third-person shooter version of League of Legends.
Yeah, I know.
I'll play it.
And Odie, actually, it's first time, I believe, outside of the Polish League, from the Ultra Liga. So
I believe you're
definitely
right.
Away from home ground, having a pretty good opening performance here in the NLC.
Absolutely. Now we're 22 minutes in. MNM have started to lose fights a little bit too frequently now. 14-5 is the scoreboard. They have been able to pick up a couple of those dragons, so they are at least dissuading a Mountain Soul from coming up anytime soon. And if Bifrost are able to pick up a Mountain Soul, it'd be somewhat not as effective because Mountain is typically one of those dragons which is better a little bit earlier than later into the game. So, you know, swings and roundabouts, a little bit of a soft win for MNM in that sense, but need to kind of get their stuff together, need to get a couple more items onto Babisa before he's able to be a real AD threat. Got the Essence Reaver and the Immortal Shield Bow. See what the next item's going to be, whether or not we're going to have a little bit more fun and go for something like a Collector, or maybe just like the IE for more crit. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel like you just go for the flat IE here.
Yeah, I think you do.
You have to deal with the damage in these team fights. I think if you can find that crit barrel onto Fury or Odie, on the Jinx and Corki, you can win a fight just from finding one barrel chain alone. So I think you have to go for that sort of shotgun-esque build where you just try and deal as much damage as you can in that one combo. But MNM definitely not out of it. Yes, the gold lead is quite substantial here for Bifrost. Bifrost will have a lot of control to do whatever they want on the map for a very long time here. But Bifrost, they can't necessarily sit on their hands. I think when you consider the scaling of MNM's composition, it's not like they just fall off a cliff. They scale nearly as well as Bifrost. I think maybe one-to-one, Bifrost still definitely do edge it out, because I think the front line of the Ornn plus that Rel is going to be quite difficult to deal with when you only have sort of that Gangplank as consistent crit damage. But yeah, MNM still going to have the opportunities, you'd imagine, with these Flag and Drags, with the Cannon Barrages over the top, the Encore as well. A lot of AoE damage can get put out. And all it takes is one bad team fight from the POV of Bifrost to all of a sudden lose control of the game.
Looks like Babusa's coming in with the barrels. Does get a lot of damage off. Duel jumps in with the Magnus Storm. But here comes Kana. Here's the call of the Forge God. This fight is so messy. Encore only lands onto one. Seaboy going low. MNM's health bars are blinking, but they are picking up kills as well in return. But Fury is unleashing his wrath of the Kana. He tries to turn around the flag and drag. He's doomed himself to die. No, the heal is big. Fury's able to finish him off. And Odie just unleashing shot after shot onto Dr. Chaos. MNM will just get clapped in that fight.
Yeah, clapped in the mid lane there. 3 for 2 for Bifrost. They lose their jungler. No jungler on the map, but they still feel confident enough. Just because Seraphine is Nautilus, chances of losing this Baron very, very low. And Bifrost will just take the risk here. They're trying to start this one up. I think it just should be theirs comfortably. I don't think Michigu can steal this, but I've seen wilder things today already.
I mean, remember, Baron's shredding the magic resistor. His poke over the wall is no joke, and that's going to force Shikari off. With the fact Royal Cannon was teleporting in as well, that is twice Bifrost had tried to do this Baron and been dissuaded by one of these carries from the side of MNM. I can't believe I've just called Seraphine a carry.
I mean, Seraphine is a carry. Sorry to tell you, Jake, but a lot of time burned, and because of that, this could... okay, package on Corky. Never mind. I was gonna say this could be a nearly free dragon for MNM, but they're gonna look for split members.
Yeah, trying to force them away. Remember, Fury can come over the wall there. Grouped up. That is the opening they need. Kanda's going low. Fury has to flash away. Rocket comes down. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Seaboy launches into the backline. Gets the insect off to Michigu, who has to flash away. A double kill picked up for Fury. And here comes the call of the Forge God. Seaboy finds the kill. Fury continues to fire off with Babisa. Finds himself another kill. It is so close. But MNM will walk away limping with only their gangplank alive.
God, Seaboy has been such a monster inside of these fights, man. And Fury with that package splitting up MNM, it means they can't continue advancing as 5, and it allows Odie to pick off those split members in front of the package as well. Brilliant execution coming in from Fury there. We'll get the replay on our screens. A double teleport coming in from the solo lane as a Bifrost. MNM, they have to make a decision because they're about to get pincered by all of this engaged potential from Bifrost, and they go for the Rel, for the Lee who is split off. They find Jewel, but then this package, it stops the advance from the back line of MNM, and the front line is a caught just between a rock and a hard place. This kick, beautiful from Seaboy to secure another kill, and it just means that this Call of the Forge God can help secure Michigu's life as Vista does his best to try and keep his AD carry alive, or his AP carry alive in this instance. He isn't quite able to, does walk away with his own life, but MNM, they lose out on the fight, they lose another dragon. Bifrost playing this
cleansed the knock-up. Yeah. He cleansed the knock-up and then was instantly knocked up again. So tragic for Babisa there. Has actually gone for the Lord Doms, so not the Infinity Edge, so not as big a damage from the crits, but, you know, able to deal with the likes of Duel and Shikari. Shikari is starting to hand out some of those ornaments, and they're jumping in for the Cataclysm. They've got the Chaos Storm. Odie is just toasted. The Magnus Storm's doing a lot, but here comes the Encore, and Duel's going to go down as well. Cannon doing a great job to keep himself alive during all of this, and 2 quick kills for MNM. With a snap of their fingers, they should be able to take open this mid lane, finally.
Yeah, mid lane tower should be on the menu here. Looking across the minimap, I feel like the only place they could really lean towards now is probably the Baron. And okay.
Yeah, forgot about those things.
Completely forgot about those. All right, so objective bounties are live. I didn't even see the message come up. Maybe it happened during a replay. But of course, if a team falls far enough behind, I can't remember the exact metrics. To be honest with you, I'm sorry, guys. I know it's my job. But they are online right now. MNM claim a little bit of extra gold for taking down that mid lane tier 1. And, you know, that extra gold can go a long way, depending on how much, obviously, you can actually take on the map from these neutrals. So we'll have to see how many more MNM can find as that Sonic Wave grazes past Michigu's cheek. And these bounties, you know, a bit of a hot topic over the course of preseason, how it will affect things like pro play. I think even over the weekend, the show match between Koi and K-Corp, there was a little bit of effect there from the objective bounties, if you were watching that one. So losing can technically be winning in 2022.
Yeah.
Depending on how many of these objectives you can get back.
It's the Mario Kart tactic.
It is the Mario Kart.
Deliberately fall back so you
never want to get blue shell. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Want to get blue shell.
Well, Baron's going to get started up. Let's see if MNM can pull out a 3rd time's a charm here. The hat trick on stopping this, but that Baron is going very, very low. Royal Cannon's trying to get close enough as Connor jumps in. Duel tries to get the turnaround as they're going to stop the Baron for the moment. The Encore does land in. Seaboy on the back line, and Royal Cannon will finally fall down, but he is getting toasted. They jump into the Cataclysm, and Bifrost are just taking down members of MNM, one after the other. The barrels are not doing enough to the front line, and Babisa still has that cannon barrage. Health bars are low. They might be able to stop this still.
Yeah, with that cannon barrage, it's definitely still a possibility. No Encore, no depth charge though from MNM. Seaboy, no kick. There's no real strong armor available here from Bifrost. They used it all on that engage, so this cannon barrage can be very big if they can find a nice barrel chain, follow up with some damage. Definitely possible. Bifrost, they want to execute this Baron. They don't want it to stay up another time.
It's getting very low. Seaboy almost dying to the Baron. The shield's going to keep him alive for the moment. They can't steal it away. The Baron is secured. Dr. Chaos is caught out for the moment. And now Odie is excited, chasing for the kills. Can't quite hit the barrels. And Bifrost finally, on their 4th attempt, will take down the Baron Nashor and get themselves back to base.
Yeah, that felt like the biggest obstacle so far for Bifrost. Not even MNM, the Baron. As this is a pretty white screen. Okay, I feel like
that was a very white screen for us. I don't know if that was just us or for everyone at home.
No, it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, replay malfunction happens from time to time, but yeah, Bifrost during that fight, they're able to find a Royal Cannon. MNM didn't really do a great job of defending it, to be totally honest with you. I'm not sure if his flash was available during that fight or not. Maybe it wouldn't have made a difference. But there certainly wasn't a lot of pill for their Victor, who admittedly, whilst now being 3-4-6, was quite strong earlier on, and I still feel like there was a monstrous amount of damage. So MNM definitely have to do a better job at trying to defend their carries or play together in a little more of a death ball. Though it runs its risks when you're against something like this Gravity Well from the rail, and of course when you're against the Ornn Horn. But Bifrost with the Baron, you imagine they are aiming to, at the very least, take down these tier 2s on the side, and maybe even crack open the mid lane, but for now it seems like the focus is sort of leaning into that bot side tier 2, and then maybe they start to push the siege further up on to the MNM base.
Well, Shikari is going to be able to push up the top side, the tower in the bot lane will finally fall down, and it's only base turrets remaining. Babisa does a fair amount of damage to those barrels onto Fury, but Fury has got the Hydra, so they should be able to heal back up, and Babisa actually struggling to clear through these Baron waves as they are collapsing in. The flash comes down, followed up by another flash as they're teleporting out. Babisa just going to get some barrels off, but the shield bow is now procced onto the Gangplank. Has almost got the cannon barrage up and available. Actually does have it up and available, so we'll be able to throw that one down. I believe I saw Death's Daughter went down, so has got Fire at Will and Death's Daughter finished up. So some pretty powerful ults coming out from him, and Infinity Edge closing in. Finished up here for Babisa. He's level 16, so all points in that cannon barrage up and available.
Yep. Babisa with that level 16 cannon barrage upgraded.
Oh,
Do a lot of work.
they find a hook actually. Gonna force Shikari to flash away. Lovely little hook there from Dr. Chaos just to slow down this Baron push. It's got a little bit left before it's gonna time out. I think this might be the final wave as the cannon barrage comes down, so they're going to try and force through. Babisa knocked up. Fury trying to find a bit of additional kill, but that is going to be the end of Cannon and Babisa. They've lost everybody here. Babisa is able to find himself a kill as he fades away, and Royal Cannon will get hit out by the rocket as words elude me. And the towers fall for MNM. This could just be it. Bifrost being able to wrestle their way in to the base. No Baron buff to speak of, but they still have the wave, and it's only Mishigu who's going to get pulled in, taken down. The ace is there. And Bifrost, they had to work for it, but they found themselves the win.
Yeah, they find themselves the win eventually. MNM, staunch effort, I suppose, but not quite enough for them. Bifrost, with this composition, I think just, 1-to-1, too slow from the MNM side.